G'day, it's Jamie, and welcome to Where's My Yowie. Today I'm reading a letter that a subscriber has written to me about a UFO sighting they've had. So we'll get into it. He writes, I will share one of the clearest experiences I've had in 2018. I've had others, but not at this level of detail. It was the 28th of November 2018 at 8:34 p.m. till about 8:44 p.m. The location was Adelaide in South Australia. In my location, there is an RAAF base 5 kilometres away to the left, and federal-owned airport, Parafield Airfield, south of me in the middle of suburban and industrial development, and Adelaide Airport is 45 kilometres away south of me. I left home that evening, 8:30 p.m, to pick up my mother-in-law from work who doesn't drive. Her work was only minutes up the road. Clear blue sky, not a cloud to be seen across the horizon in any direction, no wind. As I was driving in my four-wheel drive, windows down, music cranking, enjoying the fresh air, I noticed to my right in the sky a bright light at 8:34 p.m. as I looked at the time on the dashboard. At first I thought it was a very bright but low star on the horizon, but never saw one like it. Between driving and looking at this light, I noticed it was getting larger and moving closer. I could see the light changing in contrast, which completely drew my attention. I pulled over to the side of the road. I turned off the radio. I looked and checked if I could hear anything, as it was now the size of a helicopter, within 1.5 to 2 kilometres away in view, and less than 1,000 metres above the ground. I turned my engine off. I looked now, fixated on this orb of light, making no sound. It was now clearly gliding across farmland just out of suburban development. I could clearly see the outer light was surrounding an inner grey-silver craft. The light did not touch the craft, and the light seemed to also somehow bend around it. The craft, I could estimate approximately 30 to 40 feet in diameter, was circular or football shaped with a classic dome look to the top part. The light was pulsating and swirling around the craft as it continued in the same trajectory and direction and same perceived speed. I saw 3 distinct beams of white-yellow light drop out of the bottom of the craft over the farmland, but where exactly it landed or located was obstructed from view due to housing. The craft was contrasted against the distant hills some 3 to 5 kilometres away. There were joggers and people walking their dogs who also noticed this object in the clear evening light. It continued onward, and as I watched it, I thought I really want my mother-in-law to see this, as she was only 1 minute away from where I was parked. I started the car and raced to get her. As I arrived, she was already out and making her way towards me. I yelled out and pointed to the orb. "What is that?" She looked up and saw it. Immediately unsure, she did not know either. The orb continued onwards and was moving away from immediate view, so I told her to get into the car so we can see more of it. As I pulled out onto the main suburban road, we could again see it clearly through the windscreen and out of the vehicle with the windows down again. I pulled over and turned off the car. I asked her if she saw what I was seeing, and I asked, why can't we hear it? As we watched it move into the horizon, the light and rate of pulsing light around the craft flickered more rapidly, changing from a yellowish white to a more brilliant white. It appeared to gain altitude fairly quickly, with no visible propulsion, and then flickering, increasingly speeding up. It suddenly flashed and appeared to split into two, and at that instant completely vanished from view. It amazed us as the sky was clear and we should have been able to see a regular craft move away into the distance, reducing gradually in size and from sight. I dropped her home buzzing the whole way. We rehashed what we had just seen. I called my dad, my wife, and my mates as I couldn't believe or understand what we had just seen. I jumped straight on Facebook and looked for any reports or feed of anyone seeing the same thing. Nothing. I called a friend who worked at the RAAF base. He was amazed. All who know me know I would never bullshit a story like this. They believe that I know what I saw, but understandably they struggle to be further convinced as they have never seen or experienced anything like that, which is completely fine. I would be like that too had I not seen it firsthand. I don't know how that can be explained, but what I saw was nothing I can compare to technology I'm aware of. The end. Well, thanks very much for that. That was written by Jeremy, a subscriber, and I'm very grateful that he shared his story with us. That was really, really amazing, and I wish I had seen that myself. Okay, so that's it from Where's My Yowie, and I'll get back to you another time. Bye.